Dharma.
Yeah, we're going to... Oh, Dharma. This is section number 2.
Start with everybody's got a purpose. Like she said.
Everybody's got it. We're starting section number 2. Everybody's got it. Kathy, state that again. I like the way you said that. What
about the idea that we all think we have a purpose and we're trying to figure out what our purpose is?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What
she said.
What about it? I heard. Well, what about it?
If we're insignificant, and to me that means you really don't have a purpose. There's
what you do? You take leafcutter ants. Each one is very significant with its little bit of leaf to the colony to grow the food to feed the next generation. Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone is very significant in their own particular part of the whole of the puzzle. They're not the whole puzzle in and of themselves.
That's where people get confused.
Yeah, if they think they're incarnated to save the world, they tend to want to be a politician or a dictator or something so they can get control. And at that point, their ego's so large, they're crippled and they can't help anybody, much less themselves. And it just gets more ridiculous, and there's no end to it. Politics and hell, same thing.
But if you just sort of go with the flow and not focus so much on who you are,
but then you won't get so much involved into the political arena, and you'll just eventually be so disgusted with it that you turn your back on it and let it go.
Yeah, along
with everything else. It's way too easy on this planet to suffer. And there's suffering everywhere all the time. There's always somebody and if you keep turning your focus to other people's suffering, you're inculcating that into your life, and then the life it becomes very suicidal, because that much pain cannot be dealt with.
That makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
We sort of make
we make our own misery.
As you are what you eat. And before, I used to be very fat because I ate a bunch of garbage, and I knew I shouldn't eat it, but I ate it anyway. And now I've cut everything out and denied myself practically everything I love, and everything I thought that was kind of obnoxious is kind of wonderful, because berries now are absolutely wonderful, and they used to just be they weren't any good unless there were 5 tons of sugar on them, and they were boiled for 5 hours and dumped on a big thing of ice cream. But now it's just berries on their own. But it's just simplifying everything and doing things that are good, healthy for you. Like I was telling you earlier, I used to rub oil and stuff on my skin to make it better, and that's idiotic, because you should eat nuts that have good oils, and then the oil comes out from the outside and your skin gets better. You are what you eat. You are the people you hang around with. You turn into them. You hang around with a bunch of pornographers. Pornography is going to be your thing. You hang around with a bunch of gamblers. Gamblers going to be your thing. If your best friend Joe deals crack, you're going to be into crack. It's just who you hang out with, and you can tweak these things and change it. And everybody thinks they're caught in a trap, and it's only of their own making.
It's a choice we make. It's the choice we make.
Everything is a choice. And it's mostly to suffer, and it's needless. It's totally needless. It took me only 45 years to drill it in my head that you're making yourself a miserable idiot. Finally got through.
So we go on being miserable and telling our story. I used to do that all the time, over and over.
Well, I hope not.
But I don't now. I'm just saying I used to. But in my profession, people come, they tell me their stories. And now, I really don't, and they go on, she said, he said, and I stopped that because that, tell me your story, but how does a person wake up? What did they do?
It's none of our business. That's none of our business.
Okay.
How they wake up or anything about their, and that's very tricky, because you want to save everybody, but you should mind your own business.
True.
When it's their time to be awakened, they'll be awakened, and if you think you're the proper teacher, that's a bunch of nonsense, because somebody would come and fulfill your function if you're not there.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have that sense of self-importance, that I'm the only one that can do this.
Yeah, because
and there's somebody standing behind you to do the same.
No matter how much you want someone to be enlightened, you have no right to interfere with their life. If they ask you for help and you're to inject something, sure, by all means, but just to come out of the blue and go, you're really screwed up, and you should do this, and you should do this, they have every right to go, right there, buddy, and leave me alone.
You know, I wish more people would do that because so many people go around telling everybody else what to do. Guys.
Yeah.
I just learned that one just not long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's healthy.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows you like you. Nobody, I mean.
And you don't have a clue.
You don't. That's so true. Oh God, no! Every day it seems like I know less and less and less. I really
and
get
it's
that
wonderful.
place.
And when you finally get to the point where you know you don't know a damn thing, everything is so wonderful.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
And even in situations, social, I would go and think, I don't even know how to be here. I mean, you know, how to kind of whatever. I just don't have a clue.
Oh, good. Stay clueless.
Stay clueless. Not too hard. Stay clueless.
Clueless.
Hard.
I can't even talk.
What else do you know about Miss Kathy? Anything on your mind?
Well, he sort of touched on it. When people come to you and ask for advice,
Then give it.
even though
Without premeditation.
But at the same time, when you just said, you know, when you're ready for the answer, somehow the answer appears.
Yeah.
But when someone comes to you and asks for your advice, and you give them the advice, and then they don't do it, they weren't really ready.
No.
You
weren't
don't
really
know.
ready.
You really don't know. Once you give them your advice, you've planted the seed. Now, when it's watered and when it grows, that's God's business.
Mm-hmm.
But we want to see results right away.
Oh yeah.
No. I'm going to be enlightened even if it does take 3 weeks. I mean, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe that. Absolutely true.
It used to drive me crazy. I went to Kalianandaswami once, and I've been teaching these people, they're blockheads, and you went, calm down, man. You plant your seeds and move on. They'll sprout in their own time, You don't have to sit there and mother hen them.
That's a great attitude to have
Yeah.
out there. Because
It is.
And you want, I think the mother and most of us wants the best for people.
Yeah.
And
you want the
it-
pot to
want
boil.
You want it as fast as they do. You want it right now. It's like,
But we also want it in the fashion we think is best for them.
Right.
And that's
And that's
where
not
that's
always-
where
And we
trouble
have no
starts.
idea what's good for us, let alone them.
I know. I know.
absolutely. That's true. We only know a little bit about them.
A little bit. So, and we never know what God's got planned for them anyway. That's really hitting me hard.
God doesn't have anything planned for
We're not
anything.
planned for them.
You're full of this humanity nonsense that God wants something is totally erroneous. The good Lord could give a hoot.
Okay.
God wants nothing, desires nothing,
so what?
cares about us.
And wants nothing.
Nothing. It's just a projection of pure love. Wanting nothing. God's on a pure love channel and we're on a give me. We're on the wrong channel. Korean
That's
I used to
true.
say that all the time. You're on the wrong channel.
Love.
We want. We should just accept. And just see every space between you and an object full of love. It's love that caused that expansion. And if you see the world like that, it's full as all get up. You're just bathed in love all the time.
You really are.
Yeah.
You really are.
All you have to do is just the brain a bit. It's got a control. It's hard to get moving, and you got to move it a little bit at a time. You can't do any big tinkering.
Yeah.
But you get there.
Just keep focusing on love.
Teeny steps.
Teeny baby steps.
No biggins. Teeny ones.
I used to try to take big ones and I get knocked
You
down.
just end
I
up
go,
right
go,
where you
go, go,
started.
go, go,
You
go.
take big steps and you just,
Yeah.
Well, if you take a big step, it's because you think you know where you're supposed to be. And
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be thinking about it.
Yeah.
This is true.
You should just experience life. Right?
Experience
Just
life.
experience
Each
it.
moment.
I must have
Experience
quit
love it.
smoking at least 30, 40, 50, 60 times before I actually quit smoking.
Oh, I did that one. I can say
Oh,
that
yeah.
for sure. Yeah. It wasn't until I got the bejesus scared out of me that I quit. So. Little fear goes a long way in placing the right directions.
A little what?
Fear.
Fear?
Where does fear? Does fear play in all of this?
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
Oh, okay.
Be fearless. Mother says be fearless. Kali holds up her hand like this. Be fearless.
Be fearless.
Be fearless.
Means be whatever.
Fearless. Not
Fearless.
whatever. Fearless. Be whatever.
Be fearless, okay.
Well, then I'll be a bassoon player.
This is good. Have you ever been to a place in your life where you had to be fearless?
Every day.
Oh, okay.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I was just thinking, your fear is what
restricts you.
It's what stops you
Inhibits
from just moving forward.
Yeah.
Period. In any way, whether it's trusting or seeing the love around you, like you said, it's the fear.
Yeah,
It's
fear.
that fear that
fear
stops you
blocks
from moving forward in that, whatever it is.
And another thing that impels a lot of human beings is something that they're stuck with all their life and they hate, and that's loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's terrible.
Absolutely.
And even if
That's
you're
a
in a
huge fear.
relationship, you're alone.
You are.
Yeah, yeah. I would be so better if I had a significant other.
No, you won't.
He doesn't listen to me. I talk to him and I talk to him. He just tunes me out. Thank God he can tune me
You
out.
That's good. That's so good.
If you can find somebody to put up with your funky butt, you're lucky. And if you can put up with theirs, it's blessed.
That's so true. There are no perfect mates. I want everybody on this planet to know there are no perfect mates. There are no perfect anything.
Yes, they are. They're all God. They just don't know it.
Different persons. Right. They're all God, different persons. Amen to that. Yeah. That's so cool. Wow. Well, okay, folks. We've had fun here for about 10 more minutes. And we'll be back in a minute. Thank you.